The cool thing about E-Giant is your Evo Skeletons actually do defend it. They spawn quicker than they die by the Electro Giant. So I'm going to show that off right here. Now I'm going to pressure wall defending because he's going to want to go for a lightning. And yeah, look at those Evo Skeletons. Like, what's up, everybody? It's Durkee here, and today we are going to be playing the objective best deck inside of Clash Royale. I've only played a few games so far with this deck, but so far it's just incredible. If I had all of these cards maxed, I would 100% be playing this deck on ladder. If you look at the cycle of this deck, it is 2.5 Elixir. That's even quicker than 2.6 Hog Rider, so it is actually so easy for you to outcycle your opponent's buildings or just Royal Hog counters in general. And with the Evolution Bomber being every other cycle and the Evo Skeletons being absolutely busted, it's really easy for you to defend. Once triple Elixir rolls around, you can cycle your little Prince in the back and just cycle hogs on the tower. It is actually so satisfying and so frustrating for your opponent. One of the other great things about this deck is I don't think it's too difficult to learn. So if you're a new player or you've been playing for a little while, don't be afraid to try this deck. I think you'll be able to play it no problem. And I think I forgot to mention this, but the player who is currently #1 in the entire world is using this deck. So that's how I found it. So that's enough yapping from me. I want to get into some games and show off this deck, but before I do that, I just want to ask anyone watching right now to please smash that like button and consider subscribing to my channel. It is completely free for you, but it helps me so much, so I appreciate that. But let's get into some games. Into our match here. And with such a cheap cycle, you have a lot of starting plays, to be honest. Any of your 1 or 2 Elixir cards are absolutely fine to cycle at the start of the game. So like I cycled Skeletons there. You can cycle Ice Spirit or the Bomber or anything like that, and it's not a problem. All we've seen from our opponent so far is an Ice Spirit, so it looks like it's going to be Log Bait actually. And that's going to be really good for us because he just committed a lot of Elixir. So I think he's going to struggle to defend this. They won't be able to get their building down in time. And I'm going to go for a Log here in case he plays Skeletons on my Bomber. And that is how to lose your game in the first like 40 seconds. So that rocket was way too aggressive, honestly, by our opponent. So I'm not even going to act like we did anything too special, but a win is a win. So I'm going to go ahead and cut to the end once we beat this guy. So see you there. Yeah, they ended up giving up. So makes sense. Good game. We'll catch you in the next one. Into our next match here. And something else this deck does really well is split lane pressure. So if you ever want to just apply pressure onto both lanes, Split Royal Hogs do a really good job. The Split Royal Hogs Evo Skeleton push is actually very difficult for them to defend. So I'm going to go for a Log here. We're not going to talk about that Log. It's all good. It's all good, chat. And go like this here. And then I want to get to my Ice Spirit because I don't want the E-Giant to get close enough to reset my little Prince. Yeah. So that's fine. We're going to live, chat. Cat's out of the bag. They're running E-Giant. There are some variants of Royal Hog decks that run buildings. This is not one of them. So you might struggle against certain beatdown decks because it's not as straightforward to defend, but you do have the defense. Alright, so they got a lot of damage there. We're kind of set up to go opposite lane, which is good. So I'm just going to chill. Yeah, he plays his bowler. I don't like super agree with that. I don't really know why he would play that in the opposite lane. Maybe he'll go for a NATO. I'm going to go for a Log here. Nice. I'm going to delivery onto this. He gave me delivery value, so I'm going to take it 100%. And then I will take a King Tower activation. And if you look, we're already back to Royal Hogs. They don't have Tornado in hand. So yeah, the only thing they can really do is go for a Tombstone. And I'm going to do my second incredible Log of the video. That one was actually a misclick. And the cool thing about E-Giant is your Evo Skeletons actually do defend it because they spawn quicker than they die by the Electro Giant. So it's an interesting interaction. A lot of people don't know that you can defend E-Giant with Evo Skeletons. So I'm going to show that off right here. Now I'm going to pressure wall defending because he's going to want to go for a lightning. And yeah, look at those Evo Skeletons. Like, you would think that they wouldn't be able to defend an E-Giant, right? Because they're skeletons. Nope, they still can. And that's why they're one of the most broken cards in the game. Take an Earthquake onto everything here. Just a lot of value. A lot of value with that Earthquake. And now we just got to defend for the rest of the game, and we're chilling. We'll go like this, and then we're going to get ready to delivery. onto everything. Little Prince down low here. He'll probably tornado it in, so I'm going to bury really low. Goes for the lightning, and that's fine with me as well. King Tower activated because they're running the Firecracker. And that's pretty much going to clean up the game. E-Giant can be scary. That person didn't play it super well, so that kind of made it easy for us. But gee, a good game's a good game, so we'll take it, and we'll see you in the next one. Cool, into our match here. And I'm just going to wait for like a second and kind of feel it out and split Royal Hogs. And then I don't want to spend too much on this initial push, right? Because I'm already down now at this point to Elixir. And I don't know their full deck, so I'm just going to chill. It's nice. It's a nice way to open up with some damage. But you don't want to be too over-committal on that first push. Otherwise, you'll probably lose the game. You can lose the game anyways. Hey, we're going to Ice Spirit here to help defend the Little Prince. And they popped the ability. Fortunately for us, the tower was locked onto the Prince. Skeletons here going to help defend this. And our life is good. I'm going to go in with Royal Hogs. I probably should have split them. I didn't need to go into one lane like that, but that's fine. Little Larry going to work on the bowler. And we actually get a ton of damage there, so I'm fine with that interaction. It looks like they're going to be running Electro Giant most likely with the combination of cards that they played thus far. This is also completely unrelated to the game, but for those of you that don't know, I had my appendix removed like a few days ago, so your boy is still in recovery. I'm going to go in here. He doesn't have a bowler in cycle, and he just wasted that giant. And I don't want to... I'm going to wait to delivery on all of that. And horribly timed giant by our opponent. I wish I had Evo Skeletons in hand, but we don't. But fortunately, even normal Skeletons will do a really good job DPSing down this giant. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to Earthquake on this. And I'm going to go like this. I'm going to get really late Evo Skeletons. Ooh. Wow, that actually did a lot more damage than I thought it was going to do. I'm going to be completely honest. But in this situation, we're fine. Please don't hit all my Evo Skeletons. Boomer's crazy. Oh my gosh. What is happening? Oh my. I have never seen that interaction, and I hate it. That's crazy. Okay, I will take the Earthquake here because I'm going to end up having to spell cycle onto the tower. That's like really the only way that I take it. Okay, this is really good delivery value once it catches up. So I'm going to go like this. Earthquake here. And then once that locks on, we're fine. I'm honestly not too worried about this. Yeah. Yeah, we took enough damage onto their towers that we're fine. Again, going to take this Earthquake. And then I do want to pressure the 3-crown a little bit just so they can't go crazy. So I'm going to go in. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know about that because they're not going to be able to defend the Evo Skeletons. So that's a good game to our opponent. We'll go ahead and take an easy 3-crown. Hopefully. Yeah, scary. But that's a good match. We'll see you in the next one. Okay, into our next match here. And I put, in between games, I put the Evo archers into my deck. So if you don't have the Evo Berry yet, that's completely fine. You can use Evo Archers as a substitute. So that's what I'm going to be showing. For some reason, the Evo Bomber isn't showing up in my deck for the grand challenges. So that's the main reason that I put it in. So yeah, Evo Archers work as well if you do not have the Evo Berry. So I'm going to go Archers here. It's going to activate my King Tower. And then we're also going to get a clean defense on that Goblin Barrel. So it looks like they're playing Hog Goblin Barrel, which is actually, I'm not just saying this, that's a very common like mid-ladder deck. I see this deck a lot on mid-ladder, sometimes with like a Mega Knight, Hog Rider, and Goblin Barrel. So gotta give it some validity. Archers here again, just an easy defense. And one of them survives to get like a little bit of a counter push. So like I said, this deck doesn't have a building, but you do have a lot of defensive options. You can like predict the Hog with the Little Prince, and if you time it properly, it's a really good defense to Hog. So I'm going to Little Prince into their Little Prince and get ready to pop my Guardian if they go in for a Hog, which I expect them to. This is actually going to counter the barrel as well, I believe. Yeah. That was a really bad decision of him to go in for that barrel, to be completely honest. And we're going to split Royal Hogs here. And I'm going to Evo Skeletons away from that Evo Firecracker. And I think they're going to have a hard time defending this, to be completely honest. Yeah, he has to log on that side. And he should have logged on the other side because those Evo Skeletons are going to take their entire tower. They might even 3-crown. Yeah, they have to go in for the Earthquake. I'm not going to lie. I went in for the Evo Archers because I wasn't expecting them to Earthquake, but they're actually still going to get so much damage. Yeah, so Evo Knight here. I'm saving my delivery. Glad that I did. And the delivery is going to clean up everything, dude. It's so good. And I'm going to pressure the 3-crown here. I don't think they'll be able to defend it very easily. Or maybe they won't be able to defend at all. Yeah, my opponent's just letting it go. So we're going to get an easy 3-crown. That's a great game. We'll see you in the next one. And same thing kind of applies with the archers. You can split them as a starting play, and it's perfectly fine. So we find ourselves up 1 elixir. I'm going to split my archers. You want to get to your evolution archers or your evolution bomber like as quickly as possible. So they go in with a log here, so I'm going to opt to be aggressive. We're now up 3 elixir because we were up 1 elixir and then they went for that log. And I'm going to earthquake onto the Tesla. And we're going to get a little bit of damage on the left. And almost a little bit of damage on the right. So all good, all good. We don't yet know what their win condition is yet. It could be a mirror matchup. They could be running hogs. I'm just going to defend this with an Ice Spirit. Super easy defense. And just chill. I still think, I don't know what you guys all think, but that Little Prince is one of, if not the best card in the game. Like just in a vacuum. Just like a 3 elixir card like Little Prince is absolutely crazy. I'm going to go in here because they went in for the miner. I'm going to take the Earthquake as well. And they're going to have to spend more to defend that. I'm going to Ice Spirit in front of this Archer, so it's also going to warrant a response, or it's going to deal a lot of damage. Fine with me. They opt to ignore it. Alright, I'm going to wait here. And then I'm going to go for a delivery onto everything. Okay. I'm not going to lie. That didn't really work out the way that I thought it was going to work out. Yeah, oops. That was a mistake, but that's all good. We have a really big push coming up here. We're going to split everything. Everything. Okay, they go for the poison log. What they should have done is poisoned on one side and logged on the other side instead of what they just did, in my opinion. But they actually don't take that much damage. So maybe they knew what they're doing. At least they don't have poison in hand to support this miner. So I'm going to go for a Little Prince of my own. Fortunately, the Little Prince walks in front. That was actually a really big mistake by them. If they go in for a miner, I'm going to go in for hogs. Okay. Okay. Like this. And then like this. Pop the ability here. And I'm happy with this sequence. He logs on that side. We're going to go in with skeletons. Beautiful, beautiful. Lots of pressure. This deck is so good at applying pressure. I mean, he's running a poison control deck as well. Okay, we're going to go like this. I don't think he's back to a building yet. He is. We're going to take an Earthquake on it. He goes for the log. We're going to go in with the Ice Spirit. Get ready to log something. You can see just how fast this deck cycles. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, we're going to split our archers preemptively. And I'm a Little Prince like this. He might poison it. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, but yeah, I was going to say that is a lot of elixir committed, to be fair. I'm going to just Earthquake on the Little Prince. I think it's fine, honestly. Oh, Evil Skeleton? Almost. And at this point, we just need to cycle spells on the tower and we win the game. So that's kind of why this deck is so busted. Has a really fast cycle, so we're going to be able to defend. We're going to Earthquake like this. And even if those Evil Skeletons get on our tower, Log is probably going to take the game. Probably going to take the game. Oops. We'll see you in the next one. Into our next match. And know your spell damage, kids. Make sure you are aware of how much damage your spells do. So we're going to go like this to just... I was trying to eat that Ice Spirit, but I failed. I'm going to pressure here because they do go in for the Night Witch. I don't want them to be able to... Yeah, I wanted them to have to spend on defense, and now you can see we're going to get so much value with our delivery onto this side here. And then guess what we can do on this side? We can just go for a log. And Little Prince is getting an insane amount of value. That's why we love him. Skeleton's low here just to clean up the rest of the zappies. And in general, unless you're already down a ton of elixir, using the Little Prince ability usually forces out more elixir than it costs. So you can see in that example, it was a 3 elixir ability, and it forced out a 4 elixir Mother Witch. So the only time I wouldn't recommend going for the ability is if you're already down like a lot of elixir, then it's probably not a good play. So they have a lot of spam in their deck. That's good for us. We're going to get a lot of value with our Earthquake and other spells. So they actually just cycle their Zappies. So I'm going to take the Earthquake on it. I missed one of the Zappies, but it's not that big of a deal. Archers will probably clean up all of this. Yeah, mainly. So interesting play by my opponent. I'm going to kite this back with Royal Hogs. You can use them defensively as well. So you can see the Knight doesn't even get a swing onto the Hoggies. And we forced out 8 elixir on defense from the Ice Spirit, the arrows, and the Mother Witch, and we still got damage. That's why this deck is so crazy, dude. And we're going to be back to Hogs before they even know it. Archer's going to clean up everything here. And it feels like we're just like dominating the tempo of this game. That's what this deck does really well. I'm going to pressure here with this. And I'm just going to take the Earthquake. Like, I can defend so easily. So I can Earthquake that, like, pretty much for no consequences. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, they do that, so I'm going to go here, and then delivery onto the graveyard, and really, really clean defense from us. We have pressure down in both lanes as well. Beautiful. That Night Witch is going to get taken care of. He has to go for arrows. I'm going to take the Earthquake yet again, and this is most likely going to be tower down or almost down, which means all we really need to do is defend one more graveyard, and we win the game. So he's probably going to go in here. Yeah, he does. So I'm going to go for a late delivery. Then a Little Prince up high. And that freeze was like horribly timed by my opponent, to be completely honest. So yeah, Graveyard Freeze, and a weird variation of Graveyard Freeze at that. They can't really stop this for no damage. So we're going to go ahead, take this game, no problem. If you don't like Graveyard Freeze, it's a pretty good deck for you. So good game. Catch you in the next one. Into our next match here. We'll go ahead and drop our Evo Skeletons at the back, and kind of unfortunate timing with the Miner. I'm going to Little Prince on it. They could poison, would be kind of aggressive. Okay, they go for the Fireball. So Little Prince is going to survive with 1 HP. We're going to take advantage of that and get a nice little counter push. He's going to DPS down these barbs beautifully. I'm going to go like this just to make sure that he actually finishes all of those off. And on top of that, we're going to pop the ability. Beautiful stuff from our Little Prince, being an absolute menace. And so, no, in that scenario, we forced out an even amount of elixir, so life is good. That's my fault. I actually meant to split the skeletons, so I'm going to have to drop archers here. I was trying to split the skeletons so they would also tank for the Evo Mortar, but misplayed them just a little bit. Okay, we're going to go for a late log here onto the pigs. And then we don't need to spend anything else on the Mother Witch. Mother Witch is, like, not a great card in this matchup. Like, you don't want to see that. You don't want to go up against it. And you definitely need to play around it. So we're going to keep that in mind. And we're going to be playing a little differently when they have the Mother Witch in cycle. So I'm just going to keep that in mind. Okay. We're going to cycle our Little Prince away from their Little Prince actually. And then probably just going to defend with some low archers. Which he could go for a Fireball on. Takes the Fireball on the Little Prince. And because they've done that, now I'm going to pressure a little bit. Now's my time. See if we can get some value out of our support troops. Maybe Evo Skeletons. And there we go. Evo Skeletons. Popping off just like I was hoping they would. And there you go. Opponent makes one mistake and we get an Evo Skeleton connection onto the tower. So that's kind of what this deck relies on, honestly. Like, he didn't do anything explicitly too wrong, but he made like one little mistake and we absolutely demolished them for it. He also went for that really aggressive Fireball. So I don't know if they're going to be able to defend this for no damage. I'm going to go for a log on these guards. Log plus Ice Spirit is going to make sure that they can't defend. And now at this point, his only chance to win is with like a crazy Evo Mortar lock. So we're going to go like this. I meant to play Skeletons, to be completely honest, but it's all good. Ice Spirit here for the Little Prince. And we actually are eating a lot of damage. And this is what I was worried about, to be completely honest. We need to go for Evo Skeletons here. And they're going to save us, I think. I think, Chad, I think. Hopefully. Whew, whew. Okay, that Mother Witch was a little scary. Yeah. Good game. Pretty satisfied with my overall gameplay. So that's GG. We'll catch you in the next one. Into our next game here against Zilla. And we're going to Archers here really quickly. It's going to be an even trade. We're going to have a baby counter push. Yeah, look at that. One Archer survives. Anytime you're cycling some of your evolved cards to get to the Evos, it's fine. And a delivery here. And it looks like they're going to be running... I'm not 100% sure yet, actually. Could be Mega Knight, could be Hog. The Firecracker makes me think that it's like a Hog Rider deck, but I could be wrong. Okay, we're going to eat damage here. It is what it is. But we're going to get our King Tower activated. And I think that's absolutely worth it in the long run. So they are running a spam deck, which is annoying for us. But if we play well, we can handle anything. Goes for the arrows, interesting. I'm going to go for the log here onto the goblins and make sure my little prince stays alive. And look at that. That's a ton of damage onto the tower. We have Evo Archers as well in hand if we need to. So I'm going to actually go like this, and then I'm going to Ice Spirit onto the little prince to reset it. And now that they popped the ability, we're going to go in for the Evo Skeletons, and that's going to be a super easy defense. The whole point was not going for the Evo Skeletons too soon. I didn't want to panic and give their ability too much value. So based on what they did last time, they might go in with... Interesting. Okay. That's not what I was expecting. I want to be super safe here. I don't want to... Yeah, I was going to say, I don't want to eat wall breakers. So we're going to go in here, forces out the arrows and the goblins. But that doesn't full counter the hogs by any means. Like, they still get a ton of damage onto the tower. And I don't really need to spend anything here. So if we can survive... one more like Evo recruit push. He'll probably build up a push at the back with Evo recruits. We're going to be okay. I'm waiting. Yep, there they are. They all play the same, I'm telling you. And we're going to take an Earthquake here, take off the shields. And then we're going to log onto this side. Delivery over here. Goes for the arrows. And then... hopefully take care of that Firecracker with the log. And that was the big push that we were scared of. So, super fine. I'm going to go like this. And then whatever he plays, we're going to Earthquake. Absolutely worth it. And that is a ton of Earthquake value. So we're going to take care of that tower. I'm going to split my Evo Archers early. And then that's good log value. We just need to watch out for the wall breakers, which they desperately spam at the bridge. And we just won this game, no problem. So... we'll go ahead and take this dub. See you in the next one. Okay, into probably the last game of the video. We'll see. Not entirely sure. Depends how long it takes, but so far, no complaints with this deck. I'm going to go ahead and split Archers in the back. See if my opponent wants to play anything. And they opt for the Bandit. Interesting. I mean, it's a fine play. I don't know why I said interesting. We're just going to Little Prince High here. Wow, I didn't mean to do that. I've never seen that interaction. Gonna pop the Little Prince ability. Like I said, unless you're already down Elixir, I think it's a fine play. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go for a delivery here, and then I'll probably go for some late skeletons. Like so, to pull them over. And we're gonna eat no E-Barb shots. Okay, E-Barb's Bandit. Looks like they're playing some form of bridge spam. Don't know which variant. Okay. I go like this. And then I need to do like kind of a weird defense here. Nice, okay. That was a good time for them to go in for a battle ram. I didn't really have the greatest cycle, so I sort of had to overspend on that defense. So, it is what it is. I'm going to Skeletons to keep the Bandit from dashing. Ooh. Well, that was the goal anyway. We kind of miffed it. Okay. Evo Archers in the back, and we are super close to our evolved skeletons as well. We're in a Little Prince here. And then Ice Spirit to protect this side. And now, chat, a well-timed log should keep my Archer alive. Beautiful log. Did you see the timing on that log? That's exactly what we were going for. Okay, we need to be careful on this side, though. We just need to not mess up the delivery timing. And then we get a free defense right here, pretty much. Yep. Look at those Evo Skeletons go. Yeah, he gives me the well played. That was what, like a 1 for 6 trade, pretty much. Oops, messed this up. I meant to play the Little Prince in a position where I could pop the ability on the Battle Ram. So don't do that. If he had a big spell, he would have gotten a lot of spell value right there. So that was kind of a mistake. Okay. This should force out additional elixir, yeah. Oh, he misses the arrows on the Little Prince. We go for the skeletons, or log to hit the skeletons. Yes, what a prediction. That was really all that he had. So he calls good game, and he's probably right. His win condition appears to be Battle Ram, which is awful as a win condition. I don't know why you do that. So we're going to go in here. He might be able to go for like E-Barbs or something. We're going to try and pre-Earthquake this, get that Mother Witch off of the board. And he just can't stop this. We're going to be able to cycle one more Earthquake on the tower. And I think it's going to be enough. We'll see. Yep. And my man, I respect it. Don't really know what else he could have done in that situation. So, well played to my opponent. But we definitely had a way better matchup in this situation. So, that's a GG. That's going to do it for today's video. Here's the deck one more time in case you want to take a screenshot or something. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this deck a try. It's so fun. The cards are so broken. I don't expect this deck to be around much longer. They'll probably nerf it next season. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you in another video real soon.